Another day, another lesson. Every day, a lesson of life. Today's gospel is again the fulfillment of the first reading. From the book of wisdom that we read, the focus today is on the life of virtue. Who is virtue? Who is a virtuous man? And what is virtue? Virtue is the capacity to rise above the passions, the desires, and just the material things in order to be able to serve selflessly. A virtuous person is therefore a person who applies the discipline of the commandments and the laws in his or her life and live them and practice them in their daily lives. And whoever lives a life of virtue conquers his passion, conquers the desires of the world, conquers barriers, and also should be ready for persecutions, should be ready for adversity. The just man or the virtuous man in the first reading is facing exactly that. Because he lives in a corrupt society, in a corrupt community, in a community where people condone sins, and everybody does the same because everybody does it. But he stands as different, although he lives in difficult moments. It's not easy to be virtuous. Especially in our time. Not only already that the virtue itself demands serious discipline. It demands to work hard. But also, virtuous life implies automatically challenging others and making them uncomfortable. People don't like people who stand different. People don't like people who say, no, I'm not going to do corruption. You might do it in this office, but I won't do that. Who do you think you are? We are going to deal with you. In this community, I'm not going to discriminate everybody, even if everyone wants to. Who do you think you are? We will deal with you. I am not going to give any room for unlawful anything that is not of God, even if it is in the constitution of our country. I'm taking the example of abortion. You stand your ground. And you're the only one in that office, in that hospital, in that place, in that area. You're going to be persecuted. And mind you me, they will really, really persecute you. You will make more enemies than friends. While others will be looking at what they gain, what is the amount of money they can gain, you will be looking at what will be my rewards in the eyes of God. And if I close my eyes now, what am I going to tell God? These are the questions the virtuous person asks God and asks himself or herself. The virtuous man stands different. The virtuous man stands his ground by faith. And no wonder the second letter of Peter tells us that to your faith you must add virtue. And to your virtue you must supplant knowledge. Jesus came exactly to live a different life from what people live on the earth. What the elders in his time, the chief priests and the Pharisees, lived a total different life, a corrupt life. But he came to live differently. Not only to teach us the gospel, but he lived the gospel. Not only to talk about his Father, but to live like his Father. That's a challenge. And this nobody could accept. Hence, they wanted to kill him, and they killed him at the appointed time. Jesus died because they thought he was going against them. He was anti-conformist. He was not conforming himself to their ways of life, to their teachings, to their customs. But he lived a different way, the way he heard and the way he learned, the way he sees from heaven. And this is the challenge of every Christian. To live as different as possible according to the virtues of God. This is never easy. And that will never be easy. But Paul continues to instruct us. He continues to actually appeal to us to seek whatever is right, to seek whatever is excellent, to seek whatever is virtuous, is to seek whatever does honor to God, to seek whatever pleases God. This is where the true rewards will come from. Yes, indeed. Our life of virtue becomes truly conformed to the gospel when we begin by that way of life making people, even those of our own family, uncomfortable because we live according to the true values. As long as we're trying to conform with the world, we will make people just comfortable. I want to be with you. Oh, no, all my friends, they like going there and smoking and drinking and doing this. They are my age mate anyway. And anyway, everybody does that, right? Why not? Why wouldn't I join them? But no, I can still stand in a society where everybody does the same thing and say, let me be different. Let me live differently. And as St. Francis of Assisi will put it, our daily life and practice of our faith is the gospel that people read every day. Our life speaks louder than our words. So Jesus did not just preach, but he practiced what he preached. He lived as he preached. He did not just tell us about heaven, he lived heaven on earth. And I pray that we may be again the replica of what we preach. That our lives may be heaven on earth in a way that we will tell the world a different story. In a way that we will walk in the world differently. In a way that we will stand by the virtues and not by the conformity with the world. May God grant us strength through the intercession of the Blessed Virgin Mary, our Mother. And as we go through each and every day on this Lent, may our lives change for the better. And may we grow in virtue. May we grow in holiness. And may we grow rather closer to him than growing close to the world. Finally, the more you grow close to the world, the farther you walk away from God. And the closer you grow to God through discipline and prayer and exercises, the more you begin to detach yourself to the worldly ways and the ungodly way of living.